I don't have a script for this video because I want to just speak my mind to the world and just talk. Hi, I'm not really sure what this channel's name is going to be yet, so I don't really have anything to call myself as like a greeting, but hi, welcome to this video. Hopefully this isn't too long of a watch, but I want this to be like a short introduction and like just a promise for the future. I want to make content that as many people that I can reach can enjoy. I just want to make videos. I've held back on recording and editing and making videos for so long because of how YouTube has been, and just not wanting to deal with the mess that I hear about on a daily basis. I don't want to be a part of the mess, but I also want to start stepping outside of my comfort zone. I want to just say hi to somebody. In this instance, it could either be one person or millions, which is a very scary thought, but hi. I don't think I'm ever gonna get to a million subscribers or whatever, but the possibility is technically there. But I went on a little bit of a side tangent. I've been holding off on doing YouTube and content creation because of YouTube and the state it's in, like I said, which it isn't really something I've heard people talk about before. I've heard people say that they didn't really want to make content anymore, and I've heard people say that making it is hard, but I don't really think I've heard many people talk about not wanting to make content for YouTube, like the platform itself. And I know saying this in a YouTube video probably isn't the best idea. You know, I want to make content, but I don't want to make content. But I also want to be open and honest about, you know, the struggles I go through in life, even if it's just content creation. I don't like the atmosphere of making these troubles a quiet hush-hush topic. I don't like that. So if it ever gets annoying, or you ever start thinking, oh, well, that's such a small issue, why are you complaining? Move on. I feel like we need to be in a world where we can complain about things that are bothering us without other people getting upset over it. If something upsets you, you should be able to talk about it. If you don't want to do something and you have to do something, you should be able to at least talk about it. If you don't want to go to work, you should be able to have the luxury of complaining about it. I could go on with more examples, but I think I got my point across. It's been a week since 2026 started, and it's been a week at that. If you told me a year ago that so much and also so little could happen in a week, I would probably be confused, because how can something happen and also not happen during a period of time? And yeah, here we are. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've been paying attention to the world, but if you haven't, I totally get it. It's a lot. There's so much going on. I know for myself and for some others, a lot of stuff started happening around the time that they just recently reached adulthood. We haven't had adulthood until all of this, which for those that are going through it, you know this, but I just kind of wanted to say that for those that have had some adult life before 2020 and everything. It's weird. It's tough. I can't say that I've really had a lot of responsibility so far, so my thoughts and stuff probably don't mean very much, but it is a learning curve, but if you have recently reached adulthood and you're watching this, it gets easier. It's just a learning curve. It's really difficult and it's a very big learning curve, but as long as you keep at it and try to pick up as much as you can from other people and learn and educate yourself, and you should be fine. It'll be really hard. Really, really fucking hard. Probably harder than it's been in a long time for the past couple generations. I hesitate to say for, history, but the future is going to be tough, which is why I kind of wanted to start doing content again. We need to stick together, all of us. Even if it's not completely united, we still need to find groups and have friends and people that we talk to, and I know how easy it is to isolate. I've been there. I'm not gonna say very much, but I understand to a degree how horrific loneliness can be and what it can do to your brain, what it can do to your thoughts, what it can do to you. Please learn from my mistakes and continue talking to people. Don't give up on people. People are a very important part of your life, whether you want to admit it or not. And you need at least one other person to talk to on a regular basis. Preferably two, as a minimum. Maximum can be whatever you can handle, however much you want, but minimum, at least one, preferably two. That's something to aim for if you're having issues with that. Not the main focus of this video, but I did want to at least mention it a little bit. It's 5:46. It's the 5th, and time has been really weird. I can't really say a lot, but it's a lot of weird stuff that's been going on just in the world. And hopefully my and others' source of content can be something to kind of fill the noise a little, Not like fix things, but if you're having a hard time, a video or two kind of helps. Just to kind of turn your brain off for a bit, It's the least I feel like I can do. I've watched YouTube since I was a kid, and I've watched a lot of YouTubers for that reason when I was growing up, and it was a real source of comfort for me. And as cheesy as it is, I want to turn that generosity of others and, in turn give some content to you guys. I can't say I'm very good at making content or very knowledgeable or anything. I'm probably really bad. You could probably tell just based off of this recording how bad my position of my microphone is. But since I was young, I've always wanted to create. Physically, digitally, but it didn't really matter. I just wanted to make stuff. Your typical YouTuber backstory. So I kind of hope I can make it one day, you know what I mean? I've already tried YouTube once before, but for various reasons it didn't really work out. So I hope I can make smarter decisions this time and actually deliver on that promise of making content for you guys. And hopefully you guys can, learn who I am in the process through my content. I don't really want myself to be like a main focal point of the channel. I want the games and the topics I covered to be the main focal point, but if you guys learn a couple of things about me and I, can be entertaining and put on like a bit of a persona a little bit, I feel like that'd be kind of fun, This video is already getting too long though, so I'm gonna end it here, but thanks for listening to my rambling. I have a couple of other videos that are in the works. I have a Titanfall 2 video that I'm working on. If you want to stick around and check that out in like a couple weeks or something. I just finished editing. Mostly finished editing the first episode. I still gotta do a voiceover and do a couple of more fine tuning, but I did like the base structure of it, so I should be able to finish that up by like this week. I think. I don't know. I really don't want to give myself a deadline and then miss it, you know. But I'm gonna try to aim for the end of the week. No promises, but that's my goal. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've watched this far. If you've found this new channel I made by some chance, then hey, hi, hello, subscribe if you want. I'll be making some content soon. Not right now, but within the year, within the month. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night. Sleep well, stay cozy, and drink water. Bye.